You guys, I had this thought on like Monday, and I have not had a chance to record this video until today. It's now Friday. I cannot express to you how concerned I am that there's going to be some massive leak that came out right in between those times. There wasn't, probably because I'm wrong about this, but get ready. This is going to be unhinged. Hey, what's up? My name is John Bonjour. I'm an artist and a film enthusiast. I haven't drawn any art, and this isn't about a film. Well, it's about a film, but it's not like a review of a film. This is going to be easily the least normal video I've ever made. It's going to be super freeform. I'm probably not going to do a whole ton of editing. I'm not going to put a lot of work into this, but I need to share this thought with you guys because I had this idea, and I think it's a brilliant idea, and I have this theory for what's going to happen in this year, and I'm calling my shot now, so that on the off chance this absolutely batshit crazy theory is correct, brownie points? I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going for here, other than just like tell me I'm good, tell me you love me, and just like I like to be right about stuff, quite honestly. So this is a great example, a great opportunity for me to be right about the most insane thing I've ever thought. All right. Sorry, I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, here's my thinking. Sony is in the trenches right now. They're not doing good. It's not going well for them. Especially the only good Spider-Man thing that they've put out in quite a while was Across the Spider-Verse, which was great. But that really wasn't part of their live action universe. So what do? Right? What happens now? What do you do if Across the Spider-Verse is the only good Spider-Man thing you have and you have access to all these Spider-Man characters? Put Spider-Man in your movie, right? Like that's the obvious way to go, okay? For some reason, they have refused to put Spider-Man in Venom 2, he shouldn't have put it in Morbius. But like they've refused to put Spider-Man in these movies. It doesn't look like Spider-Man's going to be in Kraven. It doesn't sound like Spider-Man's going to be in Madame Web, and it doesn't sound like Spider-Man's going to be in Venom 3. Or is he? Here's my official theory. Spider-Man is going to be in Venom 3, and that is going to be marketed throughout the year. Let me walk you through what I think this is going to look like. In my little universe where everything works out for me and is good. Sony has shuffled its release schedule pretty significantly for the last couple of years, but especially with Kraven and now Madame Web. And Venom has been pushed out, but like they hadn't really started filming it. So there's been a lot of balls in the air. A lot's been up in the air, could have gone anyway. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think Madame Web is going to come out, and they have to know, right? They have to know that it doesn't look good, that it looks like it's going to be just their specific blend of garbage that, of course, I love. But they have to know that people are not going to go see this movie unless there's a tiny little hint at the end of the movie. And that's what I think they're banking on. Did it work for the Marvels? Not really. Did it work for literally pretty much any other movie? No, I don't think so. The only option for where that might have worked is Venom 2. I think when people heard that there was a Spider-Man tease at the end of Venom 2, I would imagine that their sales probably went up or down a lot less than it could have the next week. So I think Sony's reactionary, and I think Sony's kind of stupid, but in a beautiful, beautiful way. So I think they're going to tease that Spider-Man is going to be in Venom 3 at the end of Madame Web. That's going to be their post-credits. Instead of having some random dog shit CGI cameo, I think they're going to have some hint toward an actual Spider-Man in Venom 3. And that's going to get news going, right? That's going to be the big news for the week, for the month. Everybody's going to care, and they might actually go see Madame Web, so that's good. And then Kraven's going to come out, and people now are aware that Madame Web hinted at Spider-Man. And we, Spider-Man fans, eat any 2 business seconds of Spider-Man content up like it is cocaine. Okay, so if we know that they're probably going to hint at more Spider-Man, I mean, we're going to go see Kraven. Probably we were going to see Kraven anyway for the R rating, but this is just another level of that. Then, Kraven's end credits scene is a trailer for Venom 3. That's my theory, is that it's going to be an actual, kind of like what they did at the end of Captain America? No, Thor, at the end of Thor, how they had like a trailer for the Avengers, basically. No, it was Captain. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think there's going to be a trailer for Venom 3 at the end of Kraven. And that trailer is going to reveal that it's not just any Spider-Man. It's America's most recent favorite Spider-Man and also the best Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. I think they've been building toward this. They've been leaning in this direction. The Oscorp Tower in the trailers for Morbius was the same one from The Amazing Spider-Man. Obviously, I don't think it's Tobey Maguire in this world because it doesn't feel at all like Tobey Maguire. I think that this is going to be the Amazing Universe, and they're finally going to acknowledge that and say, hey, turns out it's been the Amazing Universe the whole time. There's literally no reason not to do that, and I think it's going to happen. And then Venom 3 is going to be, in some semblance, Venom versus Spider-Man. Probably there's going to be some other like toxin or some other, I don't know, some other symbiote that they're going to have to fight together. But there's going to be Venom versus Spider-Man. That's my theory. And if I'm right, this is the smartest thing Sony could possibly do. And quite honestly, they have just tripped down the stairs and then back up the stairs into this opportunity. Because this is a year where DC has one movie coming out, and it's Joker Folie à Deux, which has nothing to do with anything that they're doing at all. It's barely a superhero movie. It's barely a comic book movie. And Marvel has one movie coming out this year, and it's Deadpool 3, which is only going to bolster the comic book movie audience, right? People are going to want to see more comic book movies around Deadpool 3, if I'm right that Deadpool 3 is good. If it's bad, I mean, Sony's screwed, but they were always going to be anyway. So, like, assuming Deadpool 3 is good, people are going to care again. They're going to go see more superhero movies, or at least that's the thinking. Rising tide raises all ships and whatnot. This has the opportunity to be the biggest underdog upset year for any comic book studio of all time. This has the opportunity to be the most important moment for Sony because they can finally acknowledge that, hey, we have a Spider-Man, and they can start using that Spider-Man. Here's why I think this happened. A couple of tiny little ancillary details that I think are good evidence for this. Venom 3 just had, like, there was a Sony, I don't know, some sort of business meeting presentation where they released the first kind of logo for Venom 3. And it had a red 3, which could be Toxin, could be Carnage, could be anything. I don't think it's anything. I think that they are going to change that logo. It looks like sort of a placeholder logo. I think that logo is going to eventually involve some sort of Spider-Man related thing. But even if it doesn't, it's a red 3. It's very Amazing Spider-Man red, whatever. They've been talking about Venom 3 for a long time, and everyone who says anything for some reason uses the word amazing in reference to the script or just the locations, or like they've said this movie is going to be amazing so many times. Too many times for it to be a coincidence, in my opinion. My fully unhinged, having lost it, fan theory opinion. Also know from just like general synopsis that Madame Web is supposed to be something about saving Peter Parker's parents so that they don't die before they have him or something like that. Some sort of Terminator-y thing. That might be false. Who knows what that movie is. But if that's true, then that leads it into another, like, oh, there is a Spider-Man. Spider-Man is important. Whatever. That would also explain why Morbius had all of those references to Spider-Man. It seemed like they were trying to kind of gear up for Spider-Man, and then maybe, potentially, they figured out, okay, hold on, we can reframe some of this and make it actually start to make sense, build up to it a little more with Madame Web, with Kraven, and then with Venom 3. Instead of just being like, maybe Morbius has a Spider-Man. Maybe. And that would be the reason that they cut out all the Spider-Man references. It wouldn't just be because they didn't want to include Spider-Man references. It couldn't be that, because that would be insane, as is making a Morbius movie. But that's not the point. The point is, I think that there's a reason that all of those references, all of those images, all of those connections were cut out. And I think that's because we're gearing toward something. And I think the thing we're gearing toward is Venom 3 having Andrew Garfield as the Amazing Spider-Man once again. I also think that there's a very good chance that when Disney and Sony kind of restructured their Spider-Man deal, Sony maybe got their own, like, hey, if you're going to use all 2 of our other Spider-Men in your movie, maybe we can use one of the ones we already made and just put that in these. And then you don't even have to worry about it. You can have your Toms Hollands. And then when No Way Home came out and everybody was just praising Andrew Garfield, finally, the praise he deserves for being the best Spider-Man, maybe Sony thought, now's our time. Now is the moment for us to introduce this, and then Morbius was far, far too late. They thought, well, we'll put in some sort of post-credits sort of thing to connect the MCU and whatever. whatever asinine bullshit they thought was going to make sense with that. And then we'll start to kind of gear up toward that, now realizing that they have these 3 movies in 1 year, which is insane to me. I think this is going to be their opportunity to make a lot of money, knowing that people are going to do anything to get their hands on even slightly more Spider-Man, and then this could lead to, who knows, an Amazing Spider-Man 3, or if not, Spider-Man versus Venom, which is a thing that sounds wonderful. Who doesn't want that? So that's my insane theory. If I am right about this, I might run for president. I might, because I'm on a hot streak. Genuinely though, I might start just a series of these. I might call them like called shots or something like that. Just because this is fun for me. I like talking about random theories, and I don't know, Spider-Man. People like Spider-Man, and I like Spider-Man, so I want to talk about Spider-Man more. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm right? Are you all gonna eat your words when Madame Web comes out and there's like a little teaser? Probably. Comment below. Thank you for watching this video and checking out my channel. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on just random nonsense, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what you'd like me to talk about next. Or do none of that, because I'm not your dad.